Welcome to day 10. We've all seen it happen, right? A project starts out simple, but with every so-called improvement, it just gets more and more complex. Well, today we are going to flip that entire idea on its head. We're talking about trimming, a really powerful TRIZ method for creating elegant solutions by getting rid of stuff you thought you absolutely needed.
Okay, so here's what we've got on tap. We're going to start with the complexity trap, then talk about the goal of perfect ideality. After that, we'll get into improving by removing, cover the actual trimming rules, and then I'll set you up with an exercise. And finally, we'll talk about your project and your choice for the rest of the course. Let's dive in.
All right, first up, the complexity trap. This is all about the problem with adding more. And believe me, it's a huge challenge in pretty much any kind of problem solving. It's a habit that leads directly to inefficiency and bloat.
So let me ask you this. When you want to improve something, what is your first instinct? Seriously, think about it. You've got a project that needs a boost, a process that's clunky, a product with a bug. What's that gut reaction? It doesn't matter if you're an engineer, a designer, or a manager, the answer is usually the same. We add something. That's what we do. We add a new feature, we add a new component, we add a new step to the process. And that, right there, is the complexity trap. Every single thing you add makes it more complex, more expensive, and slower. And worse, it often just buries the real problem under a pile of new stuff. Okay, so if adding more is the trap, what's the way out? Well, TRIZ gives us a totally different goal to aim for, a guiding principle that really shifts how we approach innovation. Let's talk about the goal of perfect ideality. So what is ideality? Think of it as the ultimate goalpost, our North Star. It's the TRIZ way of measuring a perfect solution. You want maximum benefits with zero cost and zero harm. Now, is that always achievable? Maybe not. But the whole point of TRIZ is to systematically push everything we do closer and closer to that ideal state. And this is where it gets really interesting. All the TRIZ tools we're learning, they're designed to improve this ratio. We want to jack up the benefits while simultaneously crushing the costs and harms. And here's the secret. Most people focus on adding more benefits. The real game changer, the real leverage, comes from attacking the bottom of that fraction. Reduce the costs, reduce the harms. So, if the goal is to drive up ideality by cutting costs and harm, how do we actually do that? This brings us to a radical but super effective TRIZ concept, improving by removing. This is trimming. This quote really nails it. The best solution often removes something you defend. Improvement by subtraction feels wrong until it works. This is the absolute heart of trimming. It's a disciplined, systematic way to make something better by taking things away. But let's be super clear here. Trimming is not just deleting stuff randomly. That's chaos. Trimming is removing a component while redistributing its essential function to another part of the system or even its environment. The component is gone, yes, but the function, what it actually did, has to stay. We're not losing capability, we're just finding a smarter way to get it done. And this chart just lays it out perfectly, doesn't it? Traditional improvement is all about adding components, which increases complexity and cost. You end up with trade-offs. But with TRIZ trimming, you're removing components, you're increasing simplicity, you're eliminating contradictions and reducing cost and harm. It's a totally different mindset that leads to way more elegant solutions. Okay, so we've covered the what and the why. Now for the fun part, the how. Let's get into the trimming rules, your actual how-to guide for making this happen. It's a really straightforward process. Step 1, you map out your system with a functional model. Step 2, you pick a component to get rid of, something that's costly, complex, or causing problems. And then step 3, and this is key, you systematically apply the trimming questions to figure out where its function is going to go. It's this structured approach that makes it work. It's smart, not random. And these are the key questions you need to ask. First, do we even need this component's function at all? If not, great, just trim it. But if you do, then you ask, could another existing component do the job? Or, and this is a cool one, could the object perform the function on itself? Or could you use a resource from the environment? These questions force you to get creative with what you already have. Okay, theory time is over. Now it's your turn. Let's get into your trimming exercise and put this into practice. Here's what I want you to do. First, take your best idea or solution that you're working on. Now ask yourself, what one component can I remove? Just pick one.
Next, define exactly what its essential functions are, the things that have to remain. Then, simulate what happens when you take it out. And finally, adjust. Figure out how other components can take over that function. Just follow these steps.
And what you're looking for is that wow moment. The moment you step back and realize, wait a minute, we actually improved it by taking something away. That's when you know you've found an elegant, powerful solution. That's the feeling of successful trimming.
All right, last thing before we wrap up for today. As we move forward with these exercises, I want to be clear about how you can approach your project work in this course. You have a choice. So for this exercise and all the ones to come, you get to choose one of two paths. Option 1, you can work on a real business challenge from your own job, something that matters to you right now. Option 2, you can follow along using the Hoover Dam case study that we've provided. It's a great way to practice the techniques on a shared example. The choice is totally yours. Pick the path that's going to give you the most value. All right, let's get to it.